and I need to. Other thing.
What is happening? I am Icy J, also known as Justin Woodward, co-founder of BVIG, Black Voice in Gaming, and The Mix. It is my honor and pleasure to chop it up with y'all and introduce the Black Voice in Gaming
I saw your TikTok this morning. It was literally the first thing I saw when I opened TikTok.
If you have seen the show before, you already know that our mission is to amplify Black voices at the intersection of gaming and culture. If you have not seen the show before, all you need to know is you are about to enjoy some of the coolest art, music, stories, and of course, video games being made by devs from indie
Good
to
morning,
AAA.
Liz. How you doing?
Black Voice in Gaming is an experienced studios nonprofit organization that exists because as
That's
Black creators continue to be underrepresented
but I mean, she's
in the
young
video
enough
game
for you to
industry,
correct that behavior.
It is essential to cultivate these creatives so that they can contribute their fresh perspectives, which are the lifeblood of innovation in the art
Now, I'm also no contact with my
BVIG
mom,
programs
and
open
sometimes
the
that's the
door
most freeing
for
thing in the
developers
world.
to attend conferences such as GDC and DICE, get funding through the Experience program, and help provide a platform for their exceptional contributions to the video games that we all love. We can't say it enough, but thanks to all of our sponsors who have supported us over the years and make these events possible. PlayStation, Humble Bundle, and Raw Fury, who have all given their support from the start, The Mix, Razer, and Summer Game Fest. Thanks to our broadcast partners for the showcase, again, Summer Game Fest, Twitch, IGN, GameSpot, and Steam. They help extend the reach of this show in ways that would otherwise be impossible. We owe them a debt of gratitude as well, so thank you all. If you would like to join them in supporting BVIG, please follow this QR code on screen and make a donation. Experience is the nonprofit that operates the BVIG programs, and everything helps. All proceeds go to the efforts I described briefly, and more information is on the website. Today's showcase has a prime blend of games, developer interviews, music, and hype. So let's get it started as I pass off the mic to our hosts, Derek and Destiny, who are gonna get things popping.
Thanks, Justin. My name is Derek Fields, and let's just say I do a handful of things, but game development is at the center of it all. Kicking it with my favorite people and checking out exciting games are the only things that I care about. So doing it in a way that helps to boost the voices of creators that look like me, let alone for Summer Games Fest, is one heck of a way to celebrate these achievements. Now, speaking of favorite people, I'm joined by one of the coolest co-hosts that I know. What's up, Des?
Hey! Have you ever met someone who's always got a project cooking? Hi, hello, that's me, Destiny. Whether I'm running Games for Games or I get to partner up with Black Voices in Gaming during the Summer Games Fest, I'm focused on building spaces that feel like home in the industry. But before we kick off our first interview, our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spotlights with these incredible developers, I want to take a moment to show love to the community that's supported us from the start. You all are the reason we are here. Black Voices in Gaming has grown from a standout showcase to a powerful movement, a nonprofit creating real opportunities. From funding the membership to building lasting industry connections, they're doing the work to make us professionals in games. So we don't just get people to the door, we get them inside, we have them sit at the tables, and we help them succeed. We're starting off strong, and the guest lineup speaks for itself. So Derek, are you ready to get into it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's jump in.
Let's jump in.
I'm ready.
Hello everyone, welcome to Ayasa Shadows of Silence, a journey into a world where mystery, horror, and puzzles intertwine in an incredible way. Picture yourself exploring 6 distinct worlds: faith, hope, love, greed, indifference, and betrayal, each with its own wonders and challenges. In this game, you'll embark on a quest to restore balance to a troubled world. Inspired by the imaginative works of artists like Tim Burton, Robert Zemeckis, René Laloux, and many more, our game blends dark fantasy with simple elegance, transforming every level into a vibrant story waiting to be uncovered. Prepare for gameplay that's both challenging and rewarding. Utilize special abilities such as time management, invisibility, and energy control to solve intricate puzzles and outsmart lurking dangers. Discover hidden paths using a light and strategically navigate shadows to overcome obstacles in your path. Ayasa Shadows of Silence is more than just a game. It's an emotional adventure. As you explore, you'll uncover secrets, meet unforgettable characters, and think deeply about big ideas. Your choices will shape the story, revealing surprises and new journeys at every turn. In the world where every shadow hides a secret waiting to be uncovered and every light illuminates a new path forward, the fate of Ayasa rests in your hands, where each decision leads to new discoveries and adventures. Get ready for an unforgettable journey. Thank you for watching.
Looks
Hey
very much
everyone,
like Little
my name is
Nightmares.
Mikhail and I'm one of the founders of Caldera Interactive. We're a 3-person team from Canada working on our first game, The Rabbit Hole, a cozy farming and tower defense game
We love a
where you
cozy
play
game.
as a cute bunny that must defeat the Trash Panda posse to rebuild your home. We've been hard at work on The Rabbit Hole for a little under 2 years. We're all new to the industry, so it's been a daunting journey. But over that time, we've had the chance to pitch our game in front of publishers and crowds, even winning
Tower
the
defense,
GDC
that's what I'm
pitch
saying.
competition.
Like Plants
We've also
vs.
had the
Zombies?
incredible opportunity to show off early
I
builds
was
of our
looking for
game at
Plants
Gamescom
vs.
and ran
Zombies.
multiple playtests with our community where we've received amazing feedback to help us improve our game at a rapid pace.
Trailer, please.
Despite being so new to the industry, we've been so lucky to have had many mentors and communities in our corner along the way, and we strive to make sure
like Dungeons
to do the
and
same
Dragons.
and to be the help we wish we had had as we got our game to where it is. On that note, a special shout out to Black Voices in Gaming for having us on this showcase to talk about our game.
Write that one down.
In the
Write that
Rabbit
down,
Hole,
write
you
that
play as
down.
a rabbit named Sprout, whose hometown has been destroyed by the Trash Panda posse, a group of raccoon that's after your harvest. We were inspired by games such as Stardew Valley, Bloons, and Cult of the Lamb, which led us to create a cozy game that's approachable,
Oh, you said the right
still
thing.
gives the players
Cult
the ability
of the
to go
Lamb?
deep with it. So during the day, you spend your time tending to your farm, planting and harvesting crops, as well as planting defensive towers, exploring the surroundings for treasures, or buying new supplies. Players have access to a variety of plant towers that grow into powerful allies. Their final evolutions must be unlocked in town and purchased within each run to mount a top-tier defense against the Trash Panda posse. We created a symbiosis system that rewards players for creating a symbiotic garden where certain plants thrive when placed in proximity of each other. Once the player is ready, they can trigger the night phase where they must defend against waves of hungry raccoons using the planted towers and the equipment they've gathered during the day. Now let's skip ahead to see what a player's garden might look like further down the line. Once the player decides to leave or wins against all waves, they are returned to their hometown, where they can spend resources rebuilding, picking new quests, or buying permanent upgrades to empower their future runs.
Plants vs. Zombies, but better.
The Rabbit Hole features a
Looks
lot
like
of different weapons that can be discovered and used to fit the player's playstyle. The game also features a lot of ways to upgrade Sprout's abilities to match the challenges ahead. We're still hard at work and we'll be hosting a public playtest on our Discord server this summer. In the meantime, don't forget to wishlist the Rabbit Hole on Steam and join our Discord for more details on our upcoming
Oh,
playtest.
done and done, babe. Done and done. Don't worry about me. It's already on the wish list. I want to be a part of the playtest. Please and thank you.
Hey there, I'm Fair, a solo game developer with over a decade of experience creating games that blend fun and chaos. I'm excited to introduce my latest project, Touchdown. I've been developing this game solo for the past year and a half, and I can't wait to share everything about it with you. So, I want you to imagine a world where meteors rain from the sky, missiles rip through the streets, and poach pirates run rampant, but you're still expected to deliver packages. That's the chaos of Touchdown, a high-energy, action-packed delivery game where you play as a courier racing against the clock to complete deliveries
That
while
sounds
dodging a
chaotic
storm
AF.
of absurd obstacles. Imagine Crazy Taxi crashing into Jet Set Radio with a unique twist of unpredictable environments and hazards that force you to adapt on the fly. The goal was to create a game that's both nostalgic and refreshingly modern. Let's take
He
a
said
look at the
Crazy
heart of
Taxi meets the
Touchdown,
Jet
the
Set Radio.
gameplay. As a courier, you have one goal, to make deliveries. But when everything and everyone is out to get you, you've got to get creative. Jump on cars for some extra height boost, but be careful, they can explode anytime. You can also scale buildings to escape the mayhem or just rely on your quick reflexes to stay alive. But here's the fun part, you are not entirely defenseless. There are more than 20 power-ups to pick up. You can freeze enemies in their tracks, blast them away with a shockwave, turbocharge your speed, or shield yourself from the madness. You can mix and match them for crazy combos that turn chaos into your weapon. Plus, there's specs to tweak your style. Do you want to run faster, tank more hits, blow up everything in your path? You got it. Touchdown will have more than 60 plus perks you can choose from. You're not just stuck in one spot either. You dash through various zones, from city streets to hostile suburban towns, each with their own vibe, hazards, and enemies. And to keep things fresh, you can pick from a roster of couriers, each with their own special abilities. Maybe you're into turbo speed or you love a good extended dash. Whatever your style is, there's most likely a character for you. You'll also be met with special delivery requests along your journey. They can be pretty intense. Think time crunching runs where every second counts, or fragile package deliveries that test your dodging abilities to the max. And since the levels are procedurally generated, every run comes with a surprise. Fail to complete a run? That's not a problem. You will always unlock upgrades that would help your future runs. It's all about getting better and understanding the chaos. Touchdown is my love letter to straight-to-the-point action games. Pure, unfiltered fun with no fluff. It's the game I've always wanted to play, and I hope you'll love it too. So, if this chaos sounds like your kind of thing, head over to Steam and wishlist Touchdown right now. And hey, if you want to tag along the ride, follow me on social media or hop into the Discord server to join the playtest and share your thoughts. Thank you all so much for watching.
Looks like fun. Toss down.
Shout out to all of the devs who are flexing their games and showing what they've been cooking. Ayasa Shadows of Silence, Rabbit Hall, and Toss Down are looking so hot this summer. Make sure to wishlist, follow, and support all the games on the showcase. It definitely helps them out. Up next, we are going to hop into the trailer from South of Midnight, which is a game that has been blowing up lately, and jump into the mix with Destiny and Derek for an interview with one of the developers
It's always South of
at
Midnight.
Compulsion
You
Games.
can't not talk about South of Midnight.
Stay locked.
I heard, guys, there's a sale going on too.
There's a fine line between
If you
mercy
haven't gotten
and
it yet.
justice. Ain't that right, Hazel Flood? You chose a hard road for yourself.
Hazel, please, it isn't safe.
We got a long journey ahead.
I'm always fast enough. It's not safe out there, Hazel. If I was the
That
one
would be
missing, she
amazing.
wouldn't
I'm sure
stop
that was
looking.
so cool.
Crouton? What the?
Compulsion Games is just
This ain't even the weirdest thing I've seen today.
such a cool studio.
I'm seeing these things.
You can see strands. And now you're looking for a creature. You're a weaver, aren't you?
Listen, this is game of the year for me no matter what. I don't care what wins game of the year. This is game of the year.
There's something big out there.
Take this and go find your mama.
Gosh, the game was so good. I want to do it again. I want to play it again.
I'll come back.
I want to wipe my brain and play it again.
How this Taylor Hazel ends.
Hope we get a sequel. I need some DLC. Yes, sequel, but DLC, please. What happened to them babies that were in the mountain? Like, I need some follow-up.
This ends now. Mama?
So good. Play the premium edition, available April 8th. Access to all the behind-the-scenes stuffs.
It's cool. It's
Guys.
cool. I love getting a chance to see that trailer over and over again. I can never get enough to it. Enough of it. I can never get enough of it. Des, what did you think?
Whenever honestly, the first time I saw that trailer, I was super excited, but it reminded
I love
me
her
of this
headphones.
movie that I saw a really long time ago called Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Okay.
Which like features like this little girl and she's going on this journey, right? To like, and it's like a coming of age, like with her and her father. And it just kind of, I felt like, okay, the people who are making this game definitely saw that movie and definitely got inspiration from it. And it was beautiful. Like, I think it won like Academy Awards and things like that. So I love what you've done with the trailer and with the game, because it really does speak to a place that no game has ever really done well before.
Yeah. I'm really excited to be digging into the trailer, digging into some of these references that you mentioned, Des, which is why this is going to be a really good segue into our next into our exciting guest that we have for the showcase today. That is Zaire Lanier from Compulsion Games. Zaire, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to talk to you guys.
I follow them on Blue Sky.
Pin that reference first before we dig into some of the details in talking about this exciting game, South of Midnight. Can you introduce yourself and give a little bit of clarity as to your role at Compulsion?
Yeah, I'm Zaire Lanier. I'm a game writer, narrative designer. I've been working in games since 2020, and I was one of the writers on South of Midnight. And I guess that's what I'm here to talk to you guys about today.
I wanted to know how you did your taxes, but since we're going to be talking about that, we'll just roll
Really
with that.
poorly.
The little fangirl that just happened just then.
She's joking. Moving on.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
No, go ahead. It's all you.
Oh, okay. We promised we were going to do this back and forth. I don't know if it was my turn yet, but I'm catching the ball.
It's your turn now.
So, thank you. What I wanted to know is, like you said, you got into it in 2020, but I know from my own story, like the reason why I wanted to get into games was because I wanted to see more representation. Working on a project like this, where you're getting to write Black characters and talk about like history and some of our culture, like how did that make you feel?
It really means a lot to me. I've been playing games for a decent chunk of my life, but a lot of it was when I was younger, especially it was like Call of Duty or, goofy stuff with my cousins, which the games have narrative, but I don't consider them necessarily like narrative, like strongly narrative games. And, I've enjoyed all these characters, and then as I got older, I started playing like Mass Effect or The Last of Us, games that are really well known for their story. But I didn't, and even though I enjoyed those characters, I never really saw characters that looked like me all that often. So for me to be able to put that out into the world, so someone who, plays their first game at like 12 or 13 or something, or even younger, for them to see someone that looks like them or like their mom or their little sisters, like that means just so much to me. Just because it's not something that happens very often in games.
Right. As you were sharing that, you mentioned narrative, and you've also identified your role as a writer at Compulsion Games. For people who are considering entering the games industry or maybe navigating those opportunities now, can you help to create a distinction between what is writing for games and what is narrative design?
That's like that's a
She's like,
really
"Here we
big can
go."
of worms.
Yeah.
I feel like that varies from like studio to studio, and
Yeah.
Right.
it just kind of depends.
What does it
But
mean
if you
for
were to ask,
compulsion would be a better question. Yeah.
so for compulsion, I think a writer does a lot more concepting of the story, the different zones that the game takes place in. Um, I wrote like a ton of cutscenes, self-talk, readables, like that kind of stuff. And narrative design is kind of the narrative delivery systems that go into the game. So how do the readables connect with the overall story of the game? What does it mean for the in-universe mythos? Um, what are we trying to convey to the player? Because that aspect of it is more interactive. You're watching a cutscene, it's a little bit more passive, but narrative design it's everything from environmental storytelling to if you play the game like Mahalia's Weaver symbols, like what do those mean? Working with art to make that symbol meaningful. So I think it's a little bit more not quite technical. I mean, I think it is technical, but it encapsulates more than just like writing, pretty cutscenes and like nice sentences. It's how is this going to work together in tandem with like art, music, level design, and all that other stuff.
I love that. I think that's a great definition, just because I don't know if I would say the way you explained it in my head, narrative design is more world building, whereas like a writer, you're giving them the scenes to write and the world is already kind of being created, but there's still a bit of back and forth, right?
Yeah.
That's how I've
line is
always looked at
definitely-
it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
No,
I'll say the
no.
line is definitely blurred. Like I do a little bit of narrative design. My friend Danny, who works on the game, she does some writing. We collab with each other. But I definitely, the narrative design I think is her specialty. And she's very good at that and presenting these ideas. Like I'll have an idea and she'll be like, all right, well, how do we present this to level design so that it makes sense? And I'll like look to her for her leadership on that. And we help each other on cutscene and stuff. So it's all a group effort. I think we all kind of bleed into each other's specialties a little bit. But I do think there is a distinction.
Did you guys meet on this project, or did you know Danny before then? And how is that working with like another friend? Because I know a lot of people, they make friends at their job, but like having somebody that you've known for a while and then kind of being able to work with them to create something so special.
Yeah, I have known Danny for a bit, a couple of years now at this point. We met on Twitter, which is how I've met
Super
probably
random.
80%
But I love it.
But
I made my
like
friends, too.
80% of the people I know in games, I know through Twitter because
Yeah.
I was in the Midwest and I wasn't in a gaming city. So that was pretty much the only way I had to get to know people. But I ran a Kickstarter and I asked her to, it was a horror anthology type thing with cryptids, and asked her if she would like to write one of the entries in it. And Danny also runs her own small studio. So I knew she knew her stuff. She's very professional, and I was like, hey, like we're hiring. If you would like to apply, and I mean she got the job because she's very good at what she does. So it was really nice to have someone I know on the project with me, but also someone who is familiar with the culture we're working with. They have those Southern connections as well. And someone that I just like know we work pretty well together. It was very I'm very proud of the work we did, and it meant a lot to be able to do that with her because it's not something that I wanted to do by myself, like have that on my shoulders necessarily. It was nice to have someone to like share that with and bounce ideas off of.
I love that.
I was one of those cryptid backers, by the way. I remember that. You said that, and I was like, that's where we probably connected online.
Yeah.
There's when it comes to narrative and a lot of the aspects of the game, I've had an opportunity to consume a lot of the tangential information surrounding South of Midnight, and one of which was this very documentarian style coverage of how you and the team really immersed yourselves in the environment. And when I think about that, South of Midnight is deeply, mythology is deeply woven throughout the entire game. And of course, like going into another environment to immerse yourself in different aspects of mythology. How did you navigate that? What was important to you what did you discover along the way?
So one thing I really liked about working with Compulsion on this was they knew what they didn't know. And I think, and they were okay with that, and they wanted to get the right people to make it as authentic as they could. So the team did visits down to the South. They were in multiple states, multiple times, lots of different communities. You know, for even down to like the sound design, they had people out in the swamps with parabolic microphones, capturing the sounds of insects, of birds, and they did it multiple times throughout the year. And so I think Compulsion, because they were so willing to lean into that authenticity, and, you know, we had references, so, you know, Beast of Southern Wilds, Night of the Hunter, Eve's Bayou. I, you know, read some stuff on my own, really getting into the nitty gritty of the genre and seeing
I love their commitment
how
to
that
the
meshed
environment,
with
to the
culturally what we're
storytelling,
doing,
to make it as authentic as possible.
sensitive
Because they really did that.
To the people in the South.
I
You
don't think
wanted to
there's a
come
game
off
that I
as,
have
very
played that
stereotypical.
has been that true
You know,
to what
these
it's
are
like
living, breathing people with
to be
living,
in
breathing
in an
histories,
environment like
and
that.
we wanted to respect that, while at the same time, we are trying to tell our own story at Compulsion. So paying those respects and those homages, but also very much like checking in on what we were doing. And I think we did that really well.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think from everybody who I've talked to who have played the game and who are from the South, I'm in Tennessee, and a lot of my family is from the South on my dad's side. It felt like a love letter. It felt like something, I don't know how to explain this, but like you can tell when people put their heart into something and their passion into something, because it comes across when you see it, and you're like, they really cared about how they wanted to portray these characters and their story. And all of the characters are so layered, which is really nice because they felt real. Like you felt like that person used to live down the street from me, like honestly. And I was saying, like with the Rue reminds me of this other character from another show that like I connected with. So I think you guys did an incredible job. And I think what I can appreciate about Compulsion Games is that they did hire people of color, Black people, to help tell that story. And that is so important, because you get some of these rooms that are not filled with any of us trying to tell our stories, and they're just missing the mark. So I think you guys did an incredible job. One of the questions I wanted to ask you, as a writer, is this something you always wanted to do? Did you always see yourself writing for games, or is this kind of like something that you kind of fell into and you were like, damn, I'm really good at this? Like, how did that come about?
No, I went to school and I wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
I did most of a biology degree, and then I just like kind of bounced around like aimless for a while. And I got a PlayStation from some guy on Craigslist that was like definitely stolen, in a parking lot at like 11 o'clock at night. And I got The Last of Us, the Telltale Walking Dead games, and Dragon Age Origins, and those were my, like, I would say my first big like narrative games. That's not true, actually. My grandmother got an old school Xbox, the original Xbox when it first came out, and I had Knights of the Old Republic. I played that when I was like 12, and I was like flabbergasted. I was floored. I remember running my grandma and being like, "Oh my god, you know, the big twist!" And she didn't know what was going on. She's like, "Oh, that's great! I'm so glad you had fun." And I was like, "Yeah," but I hadn't really gamed in between, you know, the original Xbox and getting a PS3. But I played those games, and I was like, "Oh well, someone has to write these," and I had never thought of that, because when you think of an English degree, you're like, oh, or a writer, you can write books, you could be a teacher, and that's all I could really think of. So then I just hopped on Twitter and I followed a writer who worked on the Walking Dead series, the Telltale series, and I went through everyone she followed, and if it said game writer or narrative designer, I followed them, and I just started being like borderline annoying. I was just like, how do you get the games? Like, what was your path? What do I do? And I started doing game jams.
That's called research.
Yep.
It's true. That's true.
That's called research. That's good.
And then I did game jams, and then I got a scholarship to go to GDC, but then 2020 hit, and so that was devastating. And then I did a Kickstarter that kind of took off, and that's what got me noticed in games. And I got my first job on Subnautica Below Zero, working on as like a junior writer on that. And that was my first foray into games.
Is that the
So
first
I
one or
kinda
the second
fell
one?
into it. It's the second one.
Okay, because I remember distinctly that the second one, the main character was a black woman, and I was like,
Yep.
oh, okay. Okay. Okay, that's really incredible, and I love that you touched on that. And I'm gonna throw it back to you, Derek. I just wanted to like tell the people who are watching who want to get into games, there are so many different ways to get into games. There's not just one way. So I know like you can have I believe in education, okay? And you can have these people saying like, you need to come to school to do that. You absolutely don't. School is really good for networking, but if like you're a storyteller, you're a storyteller. Right.
Yes, 10 different writers, how they got into game writing. You'll get 10
all different,
incredibly different stories. You'll have scientists, and then you'll have, you know, someone who went to school for writing. It just runs the gamut. It's which I think is actually really cool.
I do too. A lot of different perspectives coming in to create something. So just keep trying, because I know right now times are hard out there, but keep trying, please. We need more of us in the industry. So like, don't give up. And that's all. I'm done. I'm off my soapbox.
No, it's all good. This is my segue. Speaking of stories, I got to witness like moments before our call a post that you made online about you know, the support that you received getting into games, and I thought that was really impactful. When it comes to you know, looking at the stories that maybe like really imparted themselves upon you. You talked about these Telltale games. You talked about Knights of the Old Republic. Were there any how do I say this? Are there any memories that you have about the impact of narrative upon you that you really made an effort to kind of apply to a title like this, whether that dealt with maybe Hazel or some aspect that happened in the overall arc of the story?
Yeah. So 2 stories that I re-experienced for South of Midnight. I reread Their Eyes Were Watching God. Because it is such a the language in it is just really good, really poignant, and the emotions in it are it's just so well done. I love Zora Neale Hurston. I think she's a treasure. And then I also rewatched Crooklyn, which I think is one of Spike Lee's, like, I don't want to say it's underrated, but I don't hear people talk about it often enough.
I love that movie.
Same. It's one of my favorites. And the relationship between Troy, who's the main character, and her mother, and this growing pain space that they're in because the mother is sick, and Troy doesn't really know how to handle that. The mom's not perfect by any means. You know, Troy's a kid, so she also has her own really big emotions. And the movie also has these like slightly magical moments in them that like don't quite make sense, and you're like, I don't understand what's happening. But that's something that I rewatched a couple times because I was like, I really want to nail this feeling, especially as you get to the end of the movie with the acceptance of everything that's happening.
There's a lot of Spike Lee movies
so I think
I've never
for
seen.
Me, those were probably the 2 biggest ones, and then also Eve's Bayou was
Eve's Bayou was also one I need to go back and watch as an adult.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I love Crooklyn
because it's such a magical movie.
It's such a good movie. It's so underrated, and now that you've brought it up, I can see kind of like not the comparison, but the things that you could take away from that to tell a coming of age story about a girl who's dealing with like a traumatic situation with their mother, with a parental figure.
Yeah.
Another
Zaire,
question.
Real quick, I think you need to come up with a. No, you're good. I'm the one interrupting, so I apologize. No, I just real quick with all the references. I think we need like a South of Midnight watch read list. That people can leap into after playing having their experience.
There's a podcast as well.
I think that's really that's a really
South of Midnight podcast. Sure. They need more episodes. We need more.
Oh my god! I think the question I had just kind of flew. Oh, okay. So this is a weird question, but one of the things that I thought was really interesting, and
that's only because it was filmed on my school campus.
Before I started playing the game, I didn't realize that our main character was of mixed race, right? And I know that that's really important. I think it's something that like we don't touch on a lot because it's like I don't know like if people are just afraid to talk about it, but how that experience is different, especially in the South. Like it's a huge thing. How did you feel about that as you were writing the characters and kind of like exploring the story? Because it's a different dynamic. It really is. I come from a family that like both of my parents are just like they're blackity black 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 all day long, but when you have a mixed race family, the dynamic's different. You're still seen as black, but then there are these other aspects to just going through life as a mixed biracial person.
Yeah, I think for Hazel, the world, the way she grows up and the way her mother raises her, we don't get to see it a super ton, but Hazel, I think, is raised. I mean, if Hazel was walking down the street, if Hazel got, I don't know, pulled over by the police, God forbid.
I knew you were gonna say that.
But it's a black girl.
Like Hazel is a black woman.
Black
I
presenting.
think she would see herself as a black woman. We don't overtly address Hazel's like mixed race heritage. I mean, that's another.
Why didn't you do it?
We could talk about that for a really long time. But it's kind of hinted at in how Bunny doesn't necessarily have the greatest relationship with her.
Yes.
And the way Hazel and Lacey kind of have each other in the community, they have like Mrs. Pearl.
Wait, spontaneous. Are you
Bo
biracial?
and other or Jolene.
I did not know. I did not
So it's not
realize.
something that we, I think, overtly wanted to address because the thing of narrative is all narrative requires
like
space. And we have to take space from one thing. You take it from something else.
Are happening
and so
more and more
sometimes
online,
in a story you have
TikTok.
these ideas
that
you
a lot of biracial people
put out there, but you can't necessarily address them
community
as much as you want
and
to,
as much
or you just kind of have to like
of
put
course
a gloss
you can
over
find
it.
community in
And
black
I think that's
spaces.
something that happens. So it kind of leaves it
there's
open for
there's a
discussion
whole
and open for
identity thing,
interpretation.
right? That you guys
but I
uniquely
personally I think Hazel
share.
would consider herself just
and I think that it's
black woman.
important
Rain's
for you guys to
her
have these
heritage
conversations.
thing.
And I
she
think
gets-
there should be more
I really,
content creators
I really
facilitating
What
these
type
conversations.
hair does she have?
I just think it's really important for Hazel
Because
to
I think the
look like a type of black girl we don't necessarily see
when it comes
in the media
to
very often. And I say that as someone who I know I have light
biracial
skin privilege, but like my mom, my sister,
folks in the black community,
my
I
brother,
think
my
sometimes
dad, they're
the
all
conversation can get
darker than
derailed
me,
if you
just,
guys
know,
aren't
the way
leading
things
it,
happen with our genes. But
And
I
of
thought that
course
was very
there's, like, the
important.
whole other
I
aspect
want
of
people
colorism and all that, so, like
to identify with that and have that
all that's to say
person to look up to.
I think you should go for it.
Thank you. Thank you for
And you don't
saying
always
that.
have to
I
have
think
guests.
that's really
You can talk.
important.
You can say just say
I
things
know
from your
like, we're wrapping
perspective.
up and I'm going to
And
throw
if
it back to
people
Derek,
want
but,
to be a part of it, they'll reach out to you.
Knowing when you have that space to really
Sometimes
like
you can't
dedicate to
always
something so
rely
that you're
on,
not doing it like an injustice.
Not
And I really
starting something
appreciate that like you guys took that into
because no
consideration
one
because a lot of times people try
is
to
on
squeeze
board.
things
Sometimes
in
people want
and
to
you're
see
like,
the thing
well, that didn't really fit.
physically
That didn't really
before
make
they
a lot of
decide to
sense,
jump
so.
on it, and I understand that too. So
In your explanation, you addressed
don't
my
look
next
it.
question, which I think is really embedded in
We
there,
all
which
come
was
in all
what you hope
shapes,
fans
sizes,
can
and
walk away
colors.
with.
I
And
don't-
so this conversation about
I
Hazel
never
really
thought about
identifies
it.
that. Instead, I'm going to wrap up with a much easier question and ask, well, hopefully easier. Who's your favorite character in South of Midnight?
I mean, I wanted to say Hazel. I think Hazel's really cool, but I feel like that's cheating. I think I will do a character necessary. Go ahead.
Who are you most excited for fans to meet?
Hugging Molly.
I think the story in the swamp
And
later
Rue,
in the
though.
game with Honey,
I love
Ultima
Rue.
Haha, Mahalia, the way all these kind of mythical strands, no pun intended, kind of like all meet, and kind of the passing of the torch that happens there, and like the finishing of a job that was left unfinished, I think is really heartfelt. And I also think the music in that level is just, I've never heard anything like it in a game. It felt very, very personal. I think a lot of people can identify with it. It's music they might have grown up with, even if they didn't go to church. It's like it's just a part of Black American culture in a lot of ways, and I feel very proud to have contributed to that in any kind of way. I think it's very, very cool
The
to
music is
showcase
probably
our
one of the
culture in
best
that way.
things about that game.
Hell yeah.
I still want
Hey
to get
there,
my
I'm Day to
vinyls.
Dave, a Twitch ambassador and
Dave!
voice actor in the gaming industry. Now I just want to say,
If you guys don't know, that is one of my real life friends. He's also a Twitch partner and ambassador.
I played it.
Shout out to Day to
Next up,
Dave.
are you excited to see a collection of game
I'm
trailers
so
we're
proud of
spotlighting?
him. Oh my
Check this
gosh.
out.
Voice actor also.
Yo, I'm CryoGX, solo dev here to tell you the wait for Advent Neon is almost over. If you haven't kept up for the past, goodness, 6 years?
If you haven't checked
Advent
out Dave's
Neon's been
channel,
a solo
please go
passion
do
project
that.
of mine ever since I graduated college. I'm gonna showcase a new level today, right after I turn Neon even more green than they already are. Hope you enjoy unlocking everything. But yeah, back to the solo thing. The programming, art, music, sound, and things that you normally see other devs outsource to different artists, nah, that stuff's all me. From here, we can warp to other districts in the game. We're just gonna go to Hexane District for today, but as you probably figured, you can go to whichever one you want in any order you want. So yeah, here's the Hexane District hub, and the first level, we're just gonna go straight in. And beat my last score while I'm at it. So yeah, if you're playing these levels in order, this stage will formally introduce you to grind rails. As every platform is cooler with them. Hey, I don't make the rules, I just pretend to know what they are.
I'm very sad because I had
This
the
game's got some
opportunity to hang out
depth
with
too.
Dave this weekend.
Well,
and
these
I had
rails
to
that you
miss
go
it because
fast
I was
on them,
Auntie Duty.
the momentum from them will
But
carry
yeah,
over
shout out
into
to
a
my
high-speed
friend
run once you get
He's
off of
amazing.
them, which you can use to instantly wipe out enemies if you can maintain that
Amazing
speed.
content creator.
Observe.
I aspire to be like Dave one day.
Yep.
Honestly, Dave is one of the reasons I started streaming.
But yeah, that's one of those high skill ceiling expression things. Wait a second. Since I ignored that hive earlier, a wasp enemy followed me, tried to hit me, but I dashed right as I was about to get hit to freeze time and
This
counter.
is cool. This is something.
No, get me out of here. Mastering the entirety of Neon's moveset, as well as the level layouts, will make you look absolutely godlike to other players. But that level of mastery is not required by any means to enjoy the game. It's always funny to watch that one's parts bounce through that little tunnel there. And now we've got penguins outside of their natural habitat. This one in particular dies. And I guess this one here wants revenge, but no. You know, I initially came up with the idea of this game when playing Mega Man ZXA as a kid. And I was like, I'm tired of shooting. I only want to melee. And I want to dash in all 8 directions. Fast forward to games like Celeste and Spark the Electric Jester coming out, and I learned those ideas were really fun on principle.
Okay, cakes.
Almost at 100%. Ooh, finally max power. And I lost it, just like that. To explain, that percent counter at the top left of the screen, that is Neon's resonance. It acts as critical hit rate if you're familiar with that general mechanic. It goes up as you fight and collect the green triangular nodes across the stage. And at 100%, Neon transforms and becomes even stronger. But if you get hit without any shields or upgrades, you go all the way back down to 0. So maintaining it will make you really powerful, fast, and cool. Oh yeah, here comes the tricky part of the level. I guess it wouldn't be a railway if there wasn't a train, you know? But yeah, this segment's side-scrolling, so those missiles won't be a threat unless you try to hold forward and speed up. Meantime, though, you can tear through all these enemies flying on terrain. And if you're trying to get an S rank for enemies killed, then that becomes a requirement. I meant to say KO, but same difference, right? Oh good, another penguin to kill. I mean KO. Alright, finally got the mini-boss fight here. This design was actually suggested by one of my Kickstarter backers. I think it came out really cool. I do hope they agree.
I do like the art style.
Ah, I should have tried to parry her again. Actually, wait, hold up. We're getting
Back
pretty
power
close
is
here.
restored. Yay!
Ah, come on, give me a couple more hits. We are back.
That's so exciting. I'm
Don't know
happy
how
your
much
power's
sense it
that
makes for a
big.
big train to be piloted
charge
by a
that
smaller
phone.
train that just flew off into the distance, but hey, it's neat.
Charge that phone.
Also, God, it's sending shadow clones after me, okay. Nah, buddy, I'm keeping this 100% to the end of the level. You ain't stopping me. Nice, there it is. Okay, what was that? A rank? No, that's probably an S rank. Ooh, okay. Spoiler alert, that's not the highest rank in the game. See that 98% down there? There's more to be done. But not today, though. Just gonna go back to the tunnels area
This
and chill for a
developer
bit.
sounds like one of our
But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed what you saw. That'll be it for my little showcase. I want to thank Justin, Derek, Sean, and everyone at Black Voices in Gaming, as well as my followers, Kickstarter backers, all the gaming outlets, as well as you, the viewer, for making all this possible and giving me support through the years. Game's been a long time coming, and I can't wait to finally get it out to you all. And if you can't wait and need to try it now, there's a free demo on Steam at this very moment. Try it out, leave a review, wishlist the main game, be sure to send me a clean crisp $20 US, the price of 3 eggs in this economy, for it if you're enjoying yourself. Take care.
That was cute. Advent Neon. Tiger's gonna love that one. I'm writing that down for him.
Hi, I'm Tade Ajiboye, a solo game developer from Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm working on a game called Go North. I like to describe Go North as the first immersive maze adventure ever. It's a narrative-driven game where you explore beautiful environments, discover useful items, and solve various
demo
puzzles,
for Advent Neon if
all while
you
trying
guys
to
are
find your way
interested in
through a
it.
variety of unique mazes.
There's a demo available now.
I've been developing games for over a decade. This has been mostly freelance work where I build games and VR experiences for companies across the globe. But now I'm finally building something of my own. One of my goals is to contribute meaningfully to the Nigerian game development
but I'm
scene.
claiming it. A
It's
lot
a
of
growing
us
industry,
are.
but we're still finding our voice and footing on a
If
global
our
stage.
ancestors came
And I
over
think
here
one of the
through
core
the,
reasons for this is that we lack proper success
transatlantic
stories.
slave trade, a lot of us
I'm
have
hoping Go
Nigerian
North can be one of
ancestry.
these.
I have confirmed my
I wanted to create a game that blends adventure with a
23andMe.
sense of calm. A relaxing, cozy game,
because I have always gotten a lot of
wide-ranging
questions
enough
from
to be
actual
challenging,
Nigerians, and they're like, "Are
but
you
not one
Nigerian?" And I'm
expressed
like,
through technical
I don't
difficulty.
know, but yeah,
I wanted to build something
I went
that
ahead and did my
evoked the
ancestry,
same
and
emotions
turns out,
as games like Journey, Grace, and The Short Hike. That's why Go North focuses on exploration over combat, on atmosphere over pressure, and on the immense power of cuteness and
a lot of
beauty.
like every time
It's
a
a game you can
Nigerian
take at your own
person
pace.
approaches me, they're like, "You look like
In
one of
Go
my
North,
cousins,"
you
and I'm
explore
like,
a
"I guess I
variety
kind of
of
am."
maze types,
Like
ranging from
my
forest
family's from
mazes
here, but
to mazes in the sky to endless
I wish
corridors
I
to
trusted those,
garden
but the data
mazes.
leaks.
Each maze is visually
It's the
distinct,
closest thing we have,
and each
right?
one presents a different
But I mean,
navigational
I got my
challenge.
23andMe at the very beginning.
To help players through them, I've designed a wide array of unique items.
Before all of them,
These
the
range from
messiness
items like
started.
called the Way Bloom, which is a plant-like beacon you can
There
place
is one
anywhere
for,
that shoots a beam into the sky.
There
and you
is
can
a
track it from
African
any location
ancestry
and
DNA
you can
company,
easily find your way
but
back
their
to it.
tests are so expensive.
To other
so I
items
just
like
haven't
the
done.
lunar boards,
I haven't done
which
one
are a
yet.
hoverboard
But it's supposed to be way
type
more
item
accurate
that helps you traverse
and actually tell you like
land.
the tribes and all
These
of that.
items allow players
23andMe
to
had gotten
engage
better
with
over the
maze
years with
at
that kind
their
of
own pace
information,
and style.
but it's still not all there.
Whether they're methodical explorers or
Nigerians
curious
feel like
wanderers.
kinfolk. They do. Welcome in, Nova. Hello.
At the heart of Go North is a story. You
Hi,
play
hi.
as Dara,
How are
a
you?
young girl on a journey towards the
We're
northernmost
checking
part
out
of the
the
world.
Black Voices in Gaming showcase
Legend
while
has
we do
it
our
that the
co-working
maze
today.
god resides there, and that he grants one wish to any adventurer
My
brave
ancestry
and
results are
cunning
so
enough
long, I
to
just
track
claim
him.
everybody.
But to truly go north, Dara must navigate countless
Most of
difficult
us
mazes
have
purposefully
like at
crafted by
least
the maze makers to get her lost.
25%
Along the way, she will meet other
other
maze explorers,
ancestry.
make friends,
Most of
and
us
help
do.
others as she
Mine, I
navigates
don't.
her way
I am
forward.
very, very black, y'all.
I have been developing Go North solo,
My ancestry results
but I've
came
also
back like
contracted out specific tasks to local
you are
talents
so
here in
black.
Nigeria. It's very important
I do
to
have
me
some
that the game
European
showcases
ancestry, but
what
not a whole
Nigerian
lot.
talents can accomplish. And by investing in local artists, I want to be able to
listen
prove
sample
that we
and
can
get
build
anonymous
globally competitive
results
games
with the barcode number.
right
I
here
don't
in
wanna register
Nigeria,
or share personal
and
info.
hopefully inspire more creators to do the same.
You don't have
Thank you
to
so
with
much for checking out
23andMe.
Go
At least
North.
like when
If
I
you're
did it, you
interested
didn't have
in a
to.
relaxing,
You can
beautiful
still
maze
be
adventure,
anonymous.
or you
I
just
don't know
want to
about
support a
actual
growing indie
ancestry. I
scene,
think they're a little
I'd
bit
love
more.
for you to follow the
But
game, wishlist
when
it,
I did
and share it
mine,
with
you didn't
others.
have to set up an account
Let's
or
go
anything.
North together.
Hi, I'm Nerys, game director of Ascend, developed by Mami Avalon. We're an indie studio based in Warwick in the UK. Ascend
Oh,
is
this
a
is
meditative
pretty.
puzzle adventure game about climbing a sacred mountain, solving zodiac trials, and restoring your inner world in a more harmonious state. At its core, Ascend is about transformation,
And then you
emotional,
also,
spiritual,
the
and
thing that
elemental.
made me do
You play as
23andMe
Aurora,
over
a pilgrim
Ancestry
searching
is
meaning
that
across the
you can
mountain's
actually
ancient
request
pathways.
for them not
Each level
to keep your
explores a different
sample.
zodiac sign, and
You
emotional
can
truth tied to
request
it,
for it to be destroyed
grief,
after they've done
resilience,
the
self-doubt, and
initial
growth.
testing.
The
Like,
puzzles
if you
themselves
want
are
them to do
around
like
each
other
spirit of
things,
each
other
sign.
services they
So
provide,
Sagittarius
they have to
challenges
keep
your
it.
pursuit of
But
knowledge
at that
and
time, they didn't
perspective.
provide all those services,
Gemini
so I
plays
just
with
had to
mirrors
destroy
and
mine.
duality. Taurus tests your ability
Now,
to give and
we
find
can
balance.
debate about whether they do
the
it or
blend
not,
of
but I
emotion
did sign the
comes from
thing to
our
have
love
them
of
destroy
old
it.
PS2 era titles, so like Jack and Dexter, Primal,
My
Final
results
Fantasy
will say
X,
black
Dark
makes it more
Cloud,
black.
Kingdom Hearts. Games
80%
where
African ancestry,
exploration,
mostly Nigerian,
mystery,
same
and
place.
all the heart is lived in the same space as well.
I have.
Ascend features intricate constellation-themed puzzles and a unique time-turning mechanic where you can shift between day, twilight, and dusk. Each time of day reveals a different layer within the world. Some
when I
puzzles
first got
only
it,
come
it was
alive at
like
certain times of the day. So twilight reveals secrets behind the moonlight. Your light alters, reroute waterfalls, reflect beams, twist ancient
pinpoint more
machinery,
things,
and
more like
reshape the landscape to
91.
move forward.
But yeah, I'm
Aurora,
black
our
AF,
main
y'all.
character, her journey is steeped in anxiety. So
My
moments where she
family
feels
never really
small,
left the Gullah Geechee
overwhelmed,
corridor
or even
up
unsure whether she's
until
even meant to be
the Great
there.
Migration.
This
so
isn't just a character trait, it came from us,
we
it
didn't
came
mix
from
with a whole lot
myself.
of things.
A lot of her inner voice, her hesitations, her drive.
Oh, the
for
character design
are built from
is
real
giving.
thoughts,
Oh my
where
gosh.
I've had to try to keep going. Ascend became a way to explore how anxiety doesn't always look loud. It's about how we can live in silence, in second guesses,
This
and
is
the
so
pressure
pretty.
to keep climbing even when we're not even sure why. The mountain reflects the emotional weight, and the puzzle's actually to move through it, not fix it. Ascend is about the climb that we all make, the one that nobody sees, the one inside. Through light, myth, and puzzle
This
solving,
reminds me
you're
of the
not
art
just
style
uncovering
of
the
Tales
secrets
of
of the
Zero
mountain,
vibe.
you're uncovering parts of yourself. It's coming 28th of August.
That was also such a great game.
You can play the demo for free now on
It's
Steam, and which is the full
91.1%
release coming
Sub-Saharan
28th of
African,
August. Please take a look at our
28% Ghanaian, Liberian, Sierra Leonean,
Didn't come
24%
here to be a
Nigerian,
hero.
Emo tribe specifically,
Because no one else could.
and then the rest of it's broken up
someone had to.
across West
They
Africa.
say the mountain keeps the ones who didn't make it.
My
Pilgrims
indigenous
frozen with thought,
ancestry
like
came
ghosts
through,
who forgot what they were searching for.
and then also my European
Each
ancestry.
trial's tied to a zodiac sign.
So there's some British
Leo
and Irish in there,
Burn,
which I already knew.
Sagittarius.
And then
That one gave me
indigenous.
answers I wasn't
And then
ready
apparently
for.
my family came through Jamaica and
They
Louisiana,
all say
so I
the
have some
mountain
Creole
changes you,
as well in
but
there.
maybe it's just trying to show you what you already are.
I might cry if I play this game. It's so pretty.
12 zodiac signs, 12 riddles, and I'm somehow supposed to solve them without losing my mind? Easy. Even if the mountain sees more of me than I want it to, there's no going back now. I don't know what lies ahead, but I know I have to keep climbing.
I need to try all the Jollof.
To
All of
ascend.
it. Ascend. We are playing that. That is so gorgeous. There's a demo. Oh, we have to add that to demo day. We have to add that to tomorrow's demo day. I have to take something else off the list to put that one on there. I don't know.
Everything just looks so fun. I cannot wait to play the final build of Advent Neon. I've been following that one for a minute. It just gives me
Wait, where
Sega
is it? I can't find it.
flashbacks. Our next guest
Oh, there
is
it
a
is. I
talented
found it.
musician who has influenced hip hop and the gaming culture through clever wordplay, production, and live with his freestyle skills, which he is a master at. Ladies and gentlemen, gamers, hip hop heads, and everything in between, we bring you Megaran.
You are now in the place with Mega. That's right. Shout out to Black Voices in Gaming, everybody, for having us out. My name is Mega Ran. I love video games. I love hip hop. I love culture. I love people. And I love bringing it all together in this little thing they call nerd rap. So let's get it started a little something like this, shall we? Okay, if you with me now, go, 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 go. That's old school rap. Go, 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 go. Make some noise now. Go, 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 go. Let me hear ya. Go, 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 go. Hey. Yeah, Dark Side, Strider, and Mock Rider, Tomb Raider, Tomb Slayer, and Soul Survivor. I wear a halo, but more like a dark angel. King of the fighters, and my fury is fatal. The god of war, like the mighty Thor, you're a dinosaur, still trying to find a link to the past. Crack down on whack clowns and make them back down. No more heroes, cause they don't want to rap now. Keep my Metal Gear Solid, Modern Warfare, cast dark clouds every several years. You can never question the dedication to beats we resonating while I'm awaiting your resignation. Since I was a cadet, every last cassette I record had to hit them with a mass effect. From the east to the west, they know I've been the best, so we live at Summer Game Fest. Oh yes! Go, 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 go! The Black Voices in Gaming. Go, 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 go! Gaming and entertaining. Go, 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 go. Any questions? Yeah. Because this is the beginning of the Mega Ran legend. All right, let's set it off. Here we go. We are at the beginning, and it's just getting started. Summer Game Fest is underway. Hope you've been playing some great games, hearing some great stuff. My name is Mega Ran, and I'm here to give you a little bit of halftime
The breath control.
So,
Listen.
yeah, let's keep it moving with one of my favorite jams from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video game, Shredder's Revenge. Let's go.
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go.
A little
go,
Vanilla Ice,
go,
of course.
Go, go.
All right. Yeah, all right, y'all. Wherever you are, you can hear me. You gotta take it.
Why
back
are
to
we
the
always
90s
gotta
for this
stop
one.
for a music break?
Okay, now.
Why
So
is this us?
Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah. Okay. Hey, heroes in a half shell. Hey, yeah, yeah. So this track is called It's a Pizza Party. Cause it's time, heroes in a hash shell. Yo, and it goes like this. Hey, extra, extra, read all about how Shredder and Krang rap things without a doubt. Now here's a little story I like to tell about four youngsters come out of their shell. You might be wondering what this world comes to. Turtles all first in Kung Fu, straight from the sewer, making maneuvers in New York City, bringing it to wrongdoers. Not a
Enjoying the 1 and 3 sometimes.
Hey,
Absolutely not.
Raphael is strong, but he's reckless. Next, Michelangelo, he ain't stressing.
Hello, welcome in, Money. Hi.
Pizza. That's how we call this
Welcome
hunger.
to
So
the
if
Cup
you with me,
It's
say
Spicy.
cowabunga.
We're checking out the Black Voices in Gaming showcase.
So that is on Shredder's Revenge, which is out right
They
now.
stopped for a little
That's the
nerd
ending
rap
theme, so you gotta beat the game to get
break.
But yo, let's get into some Final Fantasy VII.
I seen him rap in a con in Arizona a few years back. Nice. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in.
A company called Square.
This is actually the middle of our productivity stream, but we
necessarily
could
Square
not
Enix. Y'all.
watch the
This one
showcase.
here
So
is how I'm gonna show
we're
you how to
here.
start a revolution. Take your hand,
I hope you're doing well.
you ball it up, you turn it around, and you raise it towards the sky.
I'm black.
And you say, hey, 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 we beat them. Insurgents, not a bit nervous. Encouraged, got a bit further to go by any means. Getting rid of our enemies. A-P-A-L-A-N-C-H-E, yeah, that's who we be. Insurgents, not a bit nervous. No lip service, got a bit further to go. Do what we gotta get. Who want that problem? A-V-A-L-A-N-C-H-E, yeah, that's who we. There's a massive company called Shinra. I don't know exactly what they're into, but they want to get control of my live stream, and I just can't let that continue. They don't care who they hurt, who they injure. Want to turn my whole planet against us. It's simple, you join the resistance, or you wind up going against us. And the name Barrett Wallace, and I'm known for paralyzing, pulverizing punks into submission, not fantasizing. Wish this world wasn't violent. Get worse if we allow it. I air with a cannon for an arm and a mind with none but revenge inside it. And I represent Avalanche. Man, them chumps don't have a chance. Watch them scatter, man, whenever Barrett's Lando's battle plan. My people beside me, team provide me with a bit of voice of reason. It's Biggs and Wedge and Jesse. Anybody in my way, we squeezing. You're behind me, I'm leaving, but bomb in the region, it's gotta be the highest treason. We can't do farther back now, then I'm not leaving till we even. Bring it to whoever wants you can get equipped. The president of Shinra's throwing fits. So yo, let me see your fists like this. Hey, hey, not a bit nervous. Encouraged, got a bit further to go. Any means, getting rid of my enemies. A-P-A-L-A-N-C-H-E, that's who we be. Insurgents, not a bit nervous. No lip service, got a bit further to go. Do what I gotta care. Who want that problem? A-V-A-L-A-N-C-H-E, yeah, that's who we be. A-R-R-E-1-T, they gon' have to come get me if they want me. I don't bend, I don't break, don't care about much. This is my daughter Marlene, my people's being free. You gotta understand, son, I don't have the answer. I just keep the faith, and I always keep a handgun. Nope, I mean that literally, cause I got a handgun. I call this a gun arm, so I'm never unarmed. Get it? It's a little Final Fantasy humor for you gamers out there. Hope you're having a good time. Yeah, my name's Mega Ran. It's been so awesome to be here, even though I couldn't physically be there with you at Summer Game Fest. This is about the next best thing, I gotta say. So, Oh yeah, I used to be a teacher, so I want to shout out all the teachers.
He does
and
give teacher
educators,
vibes.
people who help me out there. Just keep on working and making amazing things happen because you are the future of the entertainment industry.
Still better than the
So
Lil
keep
Wayne album.
gaming,
Exactly.
Keep playing, keep creating, keep building new worlds so we can keep on enjoying them. All right, y'all. Well, I'm Mega Ran, and I'm out. Peace.
Oh, roguelike? What is this? This is pretty.
For centuries, monks and guardians have protected these lands together.
I agree.
Forest is unquiet.
Massage might help.
This was my home.
Sorry, I...
Those eyes, I have seen that fire before.
You're just a coward.
I didn't ask for this! We're not backing down!
Come. Let us
Working
finish
on yourself has not helped. We have to know when to seek professional guidance.
My turn!
No!
Run!
I might have pulled some.
He's gonna regret getting in our way!
You do not understand!
He says if he easily helped. Ophelia,
I only wanted
the
to see
Wrath
her
of the
again.
Fairy. That is so pretty. Let's go ahead and add that to the wish list too. Switch to a Mario Kart World. I am waiting. I literally just got my OLED, my Switch OLED, like a couple of months ago. So I am not getting a Switch 2 right now. But congratulations to you guys who got your hands on them. Did you get one? Tiny Witch! Eventually. Tiny. Is there an update? Is this saying that there's an update? I think this is a new level. We have a Tiny Witch stream coming up. I owe you guys a Tiny Witch stream from the Spelljar stream. So if there's an update, this is like perfect timing because we have a stream coming up. A whole stream dedicated to Tiny Witches. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be so frustrated. Like, it's not time yet. I don't need it. I don't need it that badly. Tiny Witch. Update? Were you saying up, or is that was just a showcase? Okay, it's just a showcase, but we got that thing. Okay, girl roller skater. I'm more of a quad girly, but you know, rollerblades are cool too. In her feelings. But this summer is different. She talks to people. See, listen, quads is where it's at. I like rollerblades too, but quads are they're just my preference. But a black girl on skates, I'm here for it regardless. Roller girl! That feels really slice of life, and I want to play that.
What is fun about an abandoned warehouse trip?
That's right, you got
It does
nothing
take
to prove,
practice.
sis. No matter what they say.
And if you haven't done it in a long time, it's like relearning how to ride a bike. Okay. But once you get it, you got it.
What's this all about?
Just put on your pads, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Promises made and broken. Is
Maybe a helmet.
feeling to take back what was stolen.
Stolen? Who's stealing them?
Us.
Gonna do the most goodish from getting switched to. Wait towards the ball. You know. Yeah.
It's time to get out of there.
Let me introduce a friend of mine. Smart, agile, and will let you look into places with the tightest security.
Is this a hacking game? A parkour hacking game? Oh, Tiger's gonna be all over
could
this.
probably bench press every one of you.
And it kind of looks like Kelsey's there. Side scroll.
Hold on.
Listen, are you having second thoughts?
Nope.
Just
Just
looks a
hoping
lot
you
like
won't get
Kelsey's there, actually.
Yeah.
I know what you and your little crew are doing.
Nobody threatens my family or my friends and gets away with it. So we are going to do whatever it takes to take back Africa's belongings, and we're going to do it together.
We're playing. What? Give me a name, because I need it. Relooted. Wishlist now. Yes.
Wow, that performance from Mega Ran was great. Now, he's a phenomenal performer as
Hey,
always,
hello
so
again.
definitely check out his music if you haven't. And also, it was great seeing another selection of games to look forward to. But with that said, we've got just enough time left to show you a jam-packed selection of titles, so definitely stick around and check out what's next. Here it is.
Gosh, I love seeing my friends be a part of things like this. 'Cause I want to be a part of things like this. And if he can do it, I can do it. You know? So proud of Dave. Oh my gosh. Yeah, shout out to Dave. You're not following me. Please go follow my friend. Every time I see him doing something else, he just pushes the limits of what I think a streamer is, what a streamer can do. He's so inspiring and such a fun person. So kind. So amazing. Go follow my friend, please. And I've known him for like 15 odd years, so like is that the end of the showcase? Because it's so like, this is a great thing. I'm here. I'm here for so many things. On the wish list. We put that on the wish list right now. Right now. Me either. I've never played this game before. I am so blessed to have so many IRL gamer friends who just are doing so many amazing things. And they push me to be a better content creator in so many ways. They do things that I never even thought of doing, and I'm just like, oh, I want to be like you when I grow up. And not even just in like the content creators. Like, that's cool people. I've been seeing somebody. How you can shape the future of games, like voicesandgamings.org. Yeah, that was a great showcase. That's probably, other than the wholesome direct, this is probably my favorite one.
Can you believe everything that has happened?
This is
Des, how are you feeling about the content that we just had a pleasure
but I'm probably biased.
of viewing today?
Listen, I'm loving the content and I'm loving
but I had
the
friends that were part of that
like,
too, so
it is keeping me going. I don't drink coffee, but you've got me hyped. And honestly, I am super excited that we were able to like pull this off. It's always a big like production when we're like talking to developers, getting everything in, but everybody like did an incredible job. We had a very dope interview with Zaire. I mean, Compulsion Games coming through with focusing on Black culture and Black stories. Like, what more can you ask for? Obviously, we want more of that, but you know what I mean? Like, that's incredible. But what else do you think? I mean, we had developers, we had a musical guest.
Oh, right. Like we got a musical guest. Not only that, but Megaran, you know, getting to be a part of the show was really incredible. So there's so much to be hyped about. It's always a privilege to be able to celebrate the achievements of Black developers and see what it is that they're cooking up on the showcase. And again, for Summer Games Fest. And so, you know, getting to put that out there into the world is really exciting. And I get to do it with cool people.
I mean, like, the coolest. I'm not just dusting my shoulders off, but listen, before we close out, let's just take a second to recognize why this all matters, right? Representation in gaming isn't just important, it's powerful. Every time we spotlight the success of a Black creative, no matter the scale, we're pushing the industry forward. These moments of recognition do more than just celebrate wins. They open doors. They remind people that there's room for them here, that they belong. I don't know. I was about to get emotional because I think for me, I'm always screaming and shouting about like, just keep trying because you belong here. And we have these amazing stories that we continue to tell and that are so beautiful. And I'm just glad that, hey, this is our first time at Summer Games Fest in this capacity, and they're recognizing the beautiful and amazing work we do. And so like, let's just keep up the good work, everybody. Let's just keep playing the game, and not only playing it, changing it.
Said excellently. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you for being here. We appreciate all of you. That's it for another Black Voices in Gaming showcase. We hope to see you again.
See ya.
And that is our show, baby. Thanks, Derek and Destiny. You guys are amazing. Check out Dames for Games, which has a showcase popping off real soon. Make sure to check out Experience Studios in order to help developers get their games funded and support underrepresented game development. Follow all the shenanigans of Black Voice in Gaming on Blue Sky and across all of our social media platforms that pop up right here. Shout out to all the developers who jumped in to share their
following them anyway.
And their babies.
That's why it's crazy.
Huge
I didn't
thanks
realize
and a
that
big
their showcase was today.
To our sponsors, PlayStation, Humble Bundle, and Raw Fury, who've all given their support from the very start. Also The Mix, Razer, and Summer Game Fest. Thanks to our broadcast partners for this showcase, Summer Game Fest, Twitch, IGN, GameSpot, and Steam. Extending the reach is definitely helpful. We owe them a debt of gratitude as well.
Live bundle
Thanks
right now
to all you guys for showing up and
that has
showing
Potion
out
Craft on it.
and for all the love.
No, not one
We will
specifically
talk
for
to you
Black
soon.
Voices though.
I'm Justin
But
Woodward,
they do have an IGN
co-founder
one.
of BVIG. Peace.
That was so cool. I enjoyed every bit of that. Every bit of it. Shout out to all the developers that were showcased today. With Potion Craft, I saw, because that's one that's been on my list for a while.